Hello everyone, it's Dr. Paulette Ogan here from Positivity with Dr. Paulette. For those of you who don't know me, I am a doctor of educational psychology, an EMDR therapist supporting people with traumas, including emotional trauma, as well as being a well-being and stress management coach. My real concern right now is supporting people who have been abused by narcissists and other toxic people. I help them to heal and thrive. This topic is close to my heart because I've both experienced narcissistic abuse and observed it and the detrimental effect it has on people. So this presentation is going to give you some tips on setting boundaries, which is a key part of healing. That's because you may have heard the saying, you cannot heal in the same environment that is making you sick. Now, why do we need boundaries? Well, the first thing is boundaries are for our protection, physically as well as psychologically. For example, if you look at the first picture, if dangerous, violent, convicted criminals were not kept behind bars, behind locked doors and with heavily barbed wires around the fence perimeters and so on, they could escape and continue to harm innocent people. You need a front door, which can be closed for your home, because otherwise what would happen? People would just walk in. I mean, they may be friendly, you never know. But there's a danger that they could what? Steal something from you, or that they could actually harm you. And you don't need your hard-earned property being stolen, and you certainly don't want yourself or your children, if you have children, or your partner, if you've got a partner, to be physically harmed. The other thing is, when you say no to someone, guess what you're doing? You're protecting your mental health, you're protecting your peace of mind and your happiness. So it's important that you do that. Say no when you need to say no to maintain your mental health. So let's have a look and see. Thing is, you've got a God who has access to you. Try to make sure that when you look at this slide here, these are the types of people you spend most of your time with. Let's have a look at the slide. Remember that you get to decide who has physical and mental access to you, all right? So you've got green flags for people in your life. Their presence is calming to you. They listen without judging you. They respect your needs. For example, you say, you know what, I need to go now. They'll say, yeah, that's okay, that's cool, that's fine. Or if you say, sorry, I can't do this right now, I've got this on. They say, that's all right, whenever you're ready, no problem. That's the kind of person you want. They're supportive, all right? If you're having a hard time, they're not saying, well, you should have done this and you should have done that. They'll just say, okay, I'm here for you. Don't worry, you'll get through it. Or they come and do something physical to help you if they see you're struggling. You don't have to try when you're around them, right? You don't have to be fake and put on an act. You're just yourself. That's it. And they accept you just the way you are. They make an effort for you. It's not always you making all the phone calls. They make some too to see how you're getting on. It helps if they make you laugh. Yeah. At least if you don't laugh at every single joke they make, but they make you feel happy when you're around them. And they respect your opinions. It's not like, oh, well, what's she got to say? And when you say something, nobody's listening. No, none of that. What else? You can think of some other things that it's nice, the type of people you'd like to have in your life. I mean, one thing I'd like to say is people who include you in things. You're never made to feel like you're an outsider looking in. I think that's one. But you can think of some others. So this slide is looking at the type of person you need to be if you have healthy boundaries. So this fits a description. This is a description of a person with healthy boundaries. You value your own opinion. You're not second guessing yourself and thinking, have I got that right or not? I'm not sure. No, other people's opinion are not better than yours and shouldn't override yours, especially when you're saying something that is protective or important or knowledgeable. Your views are just as important as anybody else's. You don't compromise your values for others. All right. So I was thinking of a typical kind of school kid one where somebody's bullying someone else, and one of the children, their values is, I don't like bullies, and I don't think you should be unkind to other people. but they don't do anything. I know it's hard to do something on the spot, but even behind the scenes, you can comfort that person or let them know in some way that they're not alone. The other thing is, don't go around with the bully. Just make excuses and keep away. That's a school situation, but it happens with adults as well, even in families. You know, somebody is being put on in a more subtle way. They might not be being punched or whatever, but they're being put on psychologically. The others can make them feel like, listen, I'm not all for that person, by at least making phone calls, checking out the person in general, and just showing that you're interested and that you care. All right? So that's not compromising your values for others. Sharing personal information appropriately. Not everyone should know your business, because guess what? Not everyone cares. And also, there are envious people out there who will try to put a stop to your plans if they could, or they bitch and criticize to put you off. So not everybody should know your business, and especially in the work environment, you really do need to kind of keep personal information private and tread carefully on that front. A person with healthy boundaries knows their personal wants and needs and knows how to ask for them. That's right, you can ask in a very calm manner and so on and so forth. You don't have to get upset. You just state your what you need and step away and just get it done. Yeah. And a person with healthy boundaries accepts when others say no. Guess what? You also expect to make sure that you get the same treatment. So if somebody says no and you respect the no, make sure when you say no, your no is respected as well. So here are some practical things you can do, especially if you can't keep a physical distance. It's all about the mind in this case, all right? Because you may be at home, or you might have to go to family functions or some other place where the narcissist might be there, or might be even in the workplace. So you may not physically be able to keep the space that you want to keep. So what do? Guard your emotions. Basically, where you had this love for them pouring out, you feel sorry for this person, so you'll put up with anything from them. Hang on a second. Be very careful. Just dress back a bit on the emotions, because if you don't, you'll be hurt constantly. So if someone has been, you've seen how they are. People show you who they are by the way they behave. Don't worry about what they say. Look at how they behave towards you. And especially if you hear that they've been gossiping and criticizing you or backstabbing you. What you do, you just accept, right, I see who you are, I know who you are. And then you mentally withdraw. So there's no need to get upset. I know who you are, but you're not for me. So I'm just withdrawing. I'll be polite, but I'm not, no, we are not friends. In your mind, you don't have to announce anything, but you just make that internal decision, right? You keep your conversations to a minimum. Bland, non-important information is given, like the weather's nice or whatever. Try not to give anything personal at all, because one, it could be used against you, but two, your plans and your dreams, they could try to what? Thwart them in some way, put you off or sabotage. So that's one practical way of protecting your boundaries, and that's a peace of mind type of boundary. And then there's another one. Let's think about when you're people pleasing or you're overcommitting or doing things you really don't want to do just to keep people happy, including at work. So say at work, you're really not happy with the workload, you're not being treated 100% how you want to be treated, right? And we know nowhere's perfect, but this place is not great at all. What you do, you choose a day that you're going to leave work. For example, this is an example, you're going to leave work on time, say on a Wednesday, and no matter what happens, no matter what impromptu meetings are called or any overtime, whatever, or other things that need to be done, you say, I need to leave on time today, and you leave. Don't give any explanations, just leave. If you give an explanation, you're giving somebody ammunition to knock down your reasons and to invalidate them, so don't give any, just go. You don't have to go out of your way to do what you don't want to do. Just say, sorry, I've got other commitments, I can't, break right now. And this could be with friends or family members who you notice just take advantage of you and they're very entitled. You can say no sometimes. No, sorry, I've got other commitments. No, I can't break those ones. I have to do this. Or back to work again, when you're dumped on for the 100th time. I'll only be able to do X amount in the time I've got and with the resources that are available. So I'll do this and that's it. So that's the sort of thing. And the picture you've got there, it says that when you treat yourself and honor your boundaries, you are teaching people how to treat you. So respect yourself and others will respect you. Now, this is like a little bit of homework. I used to be a teacher, so this is the teacher in me coming out. Guard your health and your peace of mind. Think of 5 things, examples that will fit underneath each of these sentence starters, right? So, for example, get a piece of paper and write this down and then plan. These are the things I'm going to make sure, or at least choose one of each area that, you're going to start with your boundaries to protect yourself. So I thought I'd give you some examples. So say maybe you could say, people may not shout in my face. What you could do, this is what you're telling yourself, people are not allowed to shout in my face. You're going to walk away if you can without saying a word. If you can't walk away, mentally shut off, keep quiet, and when they're finished, don't say a word, you go to your quiet space or go out for a walk when they're finished if you don't have a place you can stay quiet in your home environment or work environment or whatever. Or you could even go to the toilets if you're at work, just somewhere where you can just get away for a minute, just to take a breath and just calm down and replenish your strength. Then in the meantime, plan how you're going to get away from them permanently, because that's not great if someone's always up in your face. Next sentence, I have a right to ask for. Well, what kind of thing could you have a right to ask for? One example could be quiet time and space in my own home, maybe. And you can think of something else, what you might have a right to ask for. And then the last one is, to protect my time and energy, it's okay to say, what did I think of? I'll only help out once a week, maybe, instead of every day or every evening. Depending on who it is, you might have an elderly parent and lots of siblings and everybody's dumping on you. Or, you've got grown kids and every day you're expected to cook. You might say, you know what? I'm going to say I'm cooking twice a week. The rest of the days, look out for yourself. Or whatever. So it could be something like that. Or, to protect my time and energy, it's okay to go out and have a pamper session once a month. How about that? See, so it's up to you. Guess what? It's your life. You've got the one life. Life is not a rehearsal. Make the most of it and don't let anything or anybody shut you down and break your peace and your happiness. Guess why? Because you were made to thrive and shine. So go shine as brightly as you can. See you next time.